This to the cloud. Hi, Mona.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How about you?
Good. So, Mona, you've had tremendous success in your program, in your private coaching program with Tina Hong. And thank you for taking the time to share with everybody your successes and all your amazing accomplishments, not only just with the coaching program, but your all of your accomplishments in life. So tell us a little bit about you first, just a little bit about your background, your age, um, and what you do for work, and just a little bit about you.
Sure. So my name is Mona Kelgar. I'm 30 years old. I live in New York City on the Upper West Side, and I work as a data scientist at a healthcare tech startup. Pretty much have been in healthcare consulting and tech, things like that, for the past 5, 6 years, and was in finance before that.
Okay, good, good. So you joined the coaching program along with the Slow Burn personal training
Yes.
studios back in December 1st, right?
Yes.
So tell us what was going on prior to your decision in joining Slow Burn and taking on private coaching?
Yeah, so I think like many people, the pandemic, 2020 in general, has been a very tough time. I also had some personal losses, and I think I had just really stopped taking care of myself, from a diet, physical, just everything. I was just kind of feeling low. I was also in the midst of grad school, so writing my thesis. So just there was a lot of pressure on me to get that done. And yeah, and I actually saw an ad for Slow Burn in a newsletter, Upper West Side newsletter, and went to check it out. And Fred recommended your program, so that's what brought me there.
Okay, terrific. So what was life like? You said you had some things going on, and we don't have to go deep into it, but like what brought on the weight gain? Were you living with a lot of the additional body fat for a long time? Like how long have you been at the weight you came in on?
So that was fairly recent. So I was pretty much holding steady at around the high 160s, 170 for a few years. I had dipped down in 2015 because I did CrossFit for a while and was following a little bit of a better diet as well.
Mhm.
And then really it was from 2019 through 2020, because I was also in grad school and I had to move to Boston temporarily to do that, which I really hated. So for me personally, it just wasn't the city for me. And so, yeah, I think I literally gained those 30 pounds in that one year, from about November, December 2019 until November, December 2020.
Mm, okay. And so it was a 30-pound weight gain during COVID.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, how can you attribute anything specifically to the weight gain at that time?
I mean, I think it was mostly diet. I wasn't being very active either, but I wasn't really cooking at all. Like I was pretty much just doing takeout all the time. I
Mhm,
really didn't feel like I had the energy or the interest in cooking.
mhm,
I was a little just shut down from, stress and anxiety. So
mhm.
I just felt very like frozen and unable to make a change.
Okay. So coming into the program, what was your goal? What was your goal?
I think my biggest goal was to find a healthier weight, but sustainable was the word that kept coming up in my mind, because like I was saying, I did CrossFit, and there was a part of that I did the whole 30 around the same time. I've tried paleo before, I've tried keto before without much success. Um, and I would yo-yo, so I would lose like 15, 20 at the most pounds, but then I would come back up, or but not, it's sort of been like a slow, steady trend up. Um and and I think most of it was diet, yeah.
Okay. And so, so losing that weight and getting back to, what was your goal in terms? Do you have a target weight?
Yeah, so I'm aiming to be somewhere between 135, 145, depending on the muscle and the fat balance.
Mhm.
That's pretty much what I'm aiming for.
Okay, and so if you get to that 135, 145 range, What does that mean for you? What's the meaning of that?
Um, and just honestly, I think I would just feel empowered, and I think a weight lifted off my shoulders. I've struggled with weight pretty much my entire life. And at the lowest I ever was, which is 125, it was because I wasn't eating food, which is not the right way to do it. I was just very stressed and I wasn't eating properly. Like I was pretty much just having like maybe one meal a day, and it wasn't intentional. I was just really busy and stressed.
Mhm.
But even this 170 feels so different to me. Like when I say that I was fitting into stuff that I didn't fit into since 2018, like I was weighed less than 170, or I'm at 175. I weighed less than 175, and it was tight on me then. So it even feels different at this 175 versus that 170, 167 ish.
Mhm. So what was the biggest learning with that?
Um, I think it was, first of all, just how much more diet actually matters than I thought. Like I kind of just thought I could sweat it all out, and that's part of it, but that's not necessarily really what changed things for me. Also, that for me, calorie counting just, it was screwing with my brain because I would get so stressed and anxious about getting that calorie deficit with counting. And I mean, it's still amazing to me that I haven't counted a single calorie in the past 4 months, and I've lost like 25 pounds. So for me, that was the best part because I don't really think about my food other than like I'm excited because I'm like, what do I get to eat? And not 1,200 calories plus this, plus that, plus the other thing. And then, I blew it all because I had, olive oil on my salad or something. So,
So how has your food changed?
definitely more cooking, more cooking, and a little bit more protein focused. So I think that I I've not been a big protein eater before in the past, and I've tried to go vegetarian before, and while I enjoyed that, I think my balance was off because I had a pretty strong sweet tooth before this program too. So it was really a lot more sweets, a lot more processed foods, and just not a lot of protein really.
Mm. So, okay. So, what have you eliminated that you don't really need so much anymore?
Candy, it's been the most surprising thing ever. Like I used to always feel the urge, like walking into Dwayne Reed, and they put it right there when you're at the counter, so you're kind of like, oh, I want that, and I would sort of use it as a reward or a treat for myself. um and honestly, like because I've stopped eating it, like when I have fruit, like I have pineapple in my fridge right now, and I have a few pieces, I'm like, this is so sweet in a good way. Like it feels like that is good, and that satisfies that craving. um yeah, and even with drinks too, like I've never been a person who likes sweet drinks, but I also just haven't been craving as much alcohol or anything like that. Um, if I'm doing it, it's because it's social and it's fun. It's not because I'm feeling like I want to have something to
Hmm.
drink.
Cool. So some of the positive changes, and I created my own list. But can you talk about some of the positive changes that has happened for you?
Yeah, I think um, just not having food be the thing I think about all the time and not stressing about it is just really freed up my mind to think about other things in my life, just in general. Um, I think just like looking in the mirror and feeling really good about myself, that's been a really big one. When I get ready for something, I'm going out to see my friends or on a date or something, like I just feel good about myself. I'm no longer criticizing this or that or the other thing. And I think, like we've talked about this before, but the whole mindset idea of it just feels like I'm thinking about good things, things I can add, positive changes I can make, and not just like this is bad and that's bad. And I wish I didn't do this or I wish I didn't do that.
Hmm. I know. I love what you wrote in your testimonial about being at war with your body.
Yeah, I really feel like I was. And I always viewed weight loss and that kind of thing. And I mean, it does come a little bit from my parents because I think that's how they view it too. It's like when you gain weight, it's because you've done something wrong, and you, like, maybe not so explicitly you're a bad person, but like it's flaw in you versus like, hey, maybe there's something going on, and maybe there's other things going on in your life, and it's hard. It's not as easy, it's never that easy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I feel like I understand more how my body works, and I'm just not as much at war with, like there have been weeks when I've had, like this week actually I gained a half a pound.
Mhm.
right? And I think that I would have been so freaked out before. And I just don't, I'm like, okay, no, but I know my trajectory. Like I know where I'm going and I know what to do. And actually it was positive because it's a gained a pound of muscle. So it's a good thing.
Absolutely.
So that's been good.
That's great. So what else, what other positive changes besides losing 25 pounds of body fat? And that is not a total overall weight, but 25 pounds of body fat and down at least 3 points, 3 points, 3 points of visceral fat.
I think it was 5 because I was at 20 when we started.
Were you? Okay. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's
So we're
insane.
down 5.
When most
Um,
people are at 20 points of body, I mean, visceral fat at close to 200 pounds, most people have a very difficult time bringing that visceral fat down. That's the deep, deep organ fat.
mhm.
So you know that your diet is working for you. So that's wonderful. Congratulations. So besides the 25 pounds of body fat, which is tremendous, if
Mhm.
you ask any weight trainer or anybody out there that you lost 25 pounds of body fat in 3 months and down 5 pounds of visceral fat, that they would be like, wow, that's amazing. So
Um,
besides that, what else?
so my skin has improved for sure. My GI, all my GI problems have definitely improved. So I used to have a lot of like gas, pain, stomach aches at random times. So that's gotten better along the way. What else? Skin, yes. Uh, I feel like just my mood is more positive. Like I just feel a little bit more at ease, at peace with
Mhm,
things. Again,
mhm,
just that sort of the idea that like I'm not so concerned because I know that I'm going in the right direction. So
mhm.
even blips and things here and there would have made me so upset before, but I really don't feel that stressed about it now.
Okay, good. And then what was going on with your skin? Can you tell everyone?
Yeah, so I've had as another war with my skin on the acne front for since like puberty, and um, I had a lot of hormonal acne, and it's still there to some extent. I think that's just my cross to bear, but it's definitely gone better. And I guess, when they say like your skin clears up, even if there's still some acne here and there, like my skin just looks better. It's brighter, it's clearer. And my hair has actually gotten better too. So I don't know.
And what did you do that was different with your products?
So I switched to more natural products, tried to keep, I forget all the different things that you're not supposed to have in your shampoo, like parabens and sulfates and those types of things. But I pretty much just went to whatever the most bare bones thing I could find. And same thing with my skin products too, just trying to strip things down and really use nothing too complicated or too chemically.
Mhm, mhm, and that made a big difference for you?
Yeah, it did. I really think it did.
Okay. Any anything else that was a positive change?
Um, I'm trying to think. I think, yeah, I think that, I mean, I think the major things were the obvious things of weight loss, but then like skin, hair, mood. And yeah, again, it does really feel like a life change. Like I don't, unlike other diets I've done before, my mom asked me that question. She was like, when I did tell her about this, she asked me, so when do you stop the diet? Like, when does that stop? And I was like, well, it doesn't. It's not a diet. You're changing your life. You're changing what you eat. And it doesn't feel like that either. It doesn't feel like one day I'm going to like change everything back and then it's all going to go, everything's going to go to waste. I
Mhm,
feel that confidence, even at sort of the midway point to, what we've discussed before, like I can have, if I want to have a plate of pasta, I could do it. But then
mhm,
I know what to do the next day. Or like when I do go out and have drinks with friends, I
mhm,
plan ahead. I'm like,
mhm,
I'm going to have this many drinks. These are what they're going to be. Here's what I'm going to eat. And then, I stick to the plan. And then the next day, maybe I make adjustments if I'm feeling like, oh, like, that felt heavy. I can do this, do that, the other.
okay,
But yeah, like lots of tools, little tools here and there to use.
good. And then I forgot to ask you, you went on a date. I mean, how
Yeah.
was that? How did that go, and how did that feel? When's the last time you've been on a date?
Oh my God, pre-pandemic, so like 2019. It's been a
Wow.
long time.
Wow, that's like 3 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time. It felt really good. Like, I think the biggest thing for me was, and like I was wearing a sweater on top of it, so it's not like anybody could see, but like I put on these jeans that I haven't worn in 3 years, like even like just after I maybe they fit into them just after I was doing CrossFit. So like I was at one of my lowest weights in my adulthood. Um, and yeah, it just felt so good getting ready. Like I think for the first time since I was younger and really felt more comfortable with my weight, I was actually just trying stuff on for fun. And I was like, does it look fashionable? Does it look this, that, not? Do I look fat in it? Do I look whatever? I was more thinking about things that weren't related to my weight or whether I looked, whatever negative it was. I was more excited to see the things that would enhance things.
Mhm.
I like put on jeans like, yeah, my butt looks really good.
That's
It's like
awesome.
very exciting to wear the jeans. So
Oh,
yeah, felt a
that
lot of confidence on the date.
yeah, so you felt good walking in, like, can you just give us a little, like, taste of what that was like?
Yeah, it felt even just good walking around. Like I was on the subway and I was like, yeah, I feel good. Like I feel confident. I'm not adjusting. I was a big, I would adjust my clothes, be worried this was sticking out. Just being self-conscious about myself, about, worrying about how I looked. And I really was able to just focus on the date, um, and just enjoy myself and actually just, like feel like, wow, I look good. I feel like I look really beautiful. And I'm just I can focus on everything else. Like, do I like him? I don't know. So
Are we going on to date 2?
if he asks, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced, but
Mm.
he's a nice guy, but we'll see.
Aw. Well, you look just amazing. I'm just so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. You're glowing right now.
Thank you.
And you are just doing so amazing. So I just want you to know that what you've accomplished so far is huge in such a short amount of time. Sometimes it takes people a whole year to do this, you know, and you're going to be hitting your target, at least getting down to your original weight, down to 170, which you're only 5 pounds away from,
Yeah,
right? Right? And
yeah,
then getting down to 140, that's another 30 pounds. That's You could potentially hit that in the next few months, within 6 months, which is amazing.
that would be amazing.
Yeah, yeah. But how do you think, are you confident about what would you, how about going forward? How do you feel in terms of, your confidence or level of knowledge that you acquired to go forward?
I feel very confident about it. That's been one of the best things, honestly, because some of the stuff like the food stuff, maybe someone could have figured out. I don't know. I struggled with doing it before too, so it's not as easy as looking it up online.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like those tools of like I know what to do when I want to, if I really want to indulge a day. Like I don't feel that restriction because I know the tools that I can use to get back on track if I need to, right? And I can enjoy without feeling guilty about it. So I feel pretty good about that going forward. It's exciting to it's exciting to see that I can sort of do that even within a week. Like if I go out for a night of drinking, the next day I'm making sure that I'm like being very, trying to eat very, lots of greens and protein up and maybe not do consecutive drinking days, like those types of things.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, I feel pretty confident going forward.
Okay, what is one last thing? What is one thing that you have to still focus on?
Mindful eating. I think you knew what that was going to be. Yeah, I struggle with that one. I feel like I'm getting better at it. I think the practice of sitting without visual distraction is hard for me, but at the very least, the mechanical parts of like chewing, enjoying your food, those are the parts I'm getting better at. I'm still working on the no distractions thing.
Mhm. Have you improved at all from way before we got started?
Yes. So I think on the side of really spending, because like I would wolf down food before, really like just wolf it down because I was either really, really hungry because I had been restricting in some way, or I'd waited too long and then I got super hungry.
Mhm.
So that, the being the really mindful part of it, maybe not, that's something I really need to work on more of, but chewing really carefully. I think that's been the biggest change for me is like today I had a salad and I spent like 10 minutes chewing the greens just to really make sure that they were good to go.
Nice.
So that's been good.
Anyway, that's awesome, Mona. You've come such a long way. I'm so excited. I can't wait to help you get there for the next half. So, congratulations. You should be so proud of yourself. And thank you for taking the time to share your, your successes and all the accomplishments that you've been able to make with me.
Of course. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna take this off a recording.